How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today's question is, when did you stop drinking alcohol? I stopped drinking alcohol on January the 2nd, 2013, just after Christmas. So around this time of the year, I was really cutting back and starting to think about drinking alcohol. My son had come over from Ireland. It was the first time I'd seen him in a few months. And we basically went out and binge drank ourselves through the first few days of Christmas. And the consequence to that for me was I really started to look at myself, my life, my relationship with my son, how I was being as a father, how I was influencing him as a father. And I was influencing him badly in that respect. I smoked and I drank. He smokes and he drinks. And really, it was a time when I sort of said to myself, right, this is it. I've got to step up to the plate. I've got to be a good influence in front of my son from now on. I can't do this anymore. Now, as I said, 2nd of January 2013, I had my last drink on the 1st of January 2013. It was a glass of wine that I had at my sister's house. I didn't get drunk. I didn't even finish the glass of wine because I was that determined to stop. I wanted to get January the 1st out of the way because I knew we were going to go to my sister's house. I come from a big Irish family. There was a lot of alcohol there. But it didn't bother me, that I didn't have that drink. I drank half of it, and everyone was sort of surprised and said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I drank too much over Christmas, and I'm not really in the form for it." That was a shocker to everyone because normally, no matter how sick I was, I'd always have a drink, the hair of the dog and that kind of stuff. So that first few weeks was really. It was an eye-opener from many different perspectives. When you start out on this journey first, you're always going to start out from the perspective of the beginner's mind. If you've been drinking alcohol for any lengthy period of time, which I had over 30 years, and I didn't know what it was like to just live a normal life. Normality for me was drinking alcohol. That's the shame about our society. That's a shame on our society that we have this. We've built up alcohol into such an extent that it is a normal thing for us to do, but it's a deadly thing. Alcohol kills 3.5 million people every single year. I also tried to quit drinking alcohol 5 years previously, so 2006, 2007, I think, 2007, 2008. I lasted for 10 months at that time, but I knew I was going to go back on the booze. That was the big difference. It was also coming off the back of a DUI, so I had the motivation to stop at the beginning. The big difference with this time was I knew I was going to stop drinking forever. I knew that was it. And the motivation for me, like I said, the motivation before was a DUI, embarrassment of going to court, embarrassment of getting my license taken off me, big $600-700 fine or euro fine. And it was, it kept me going for that first year, but it also kept me going knowing that I wasn't going to, this was it. I wanted to stop for a year just to prove that I could. But this time I knew that I was going to get through it. And as I say, those first few days and weeks I had the motivation to do it. So you have a dual thing going on in your mind. You have this motivation that's keeping you going, but you've also got this conflicting difficulty in your mind that you're used to drinking alcohol and this is what you would normally do. But as Einstein said, behind every difficulty lies opportunity, and that's where my life has changed. Just making that decision back in 2013 to stop drinking for good. It was actually in 2012 I made the decision, but that decision to stop drinking alcohol for good in 2012 was the best decision that I've ever made in my life. It has just improved my life. It has changed my life in so many different ways. As I said at the beginning, anybody who is contemplating stopping drinking alcohol, the big problem for them is that they can't see how it is that they're going to be right after they stop drinking. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest issue to get over. In the mastermind group, we talk about this all the time. This is part and parcel of the earlier videos, the preparation videos that we have, is talking about how to get your mind around that expectation and to change those expectations. Now, one of the things that I learned when I was young from a local priest, right? I'm not religious in any way, shape or form now, but as a youngster, we were brought up as Catholics, and the priest told me that there is a similarity between faith and fear. and that is in your expectations, that both have these expectations. And what we've got, as I said earlier on, we've got this overriding expectation that we want this to happen in our lives, but we've also got this conflict in fear, and that's dragging us in two different directions. Now, if your fear is larger than your faith in yourself and your hope, then the fear is going to win out. So, as I said, a lot of the stuff that we do in the mastermind group is about pulling down that fear and breaking it apart bit by bit. Not so that you're hiding it anywhere and you're pushing it underneath the carpet and you're ignoring it, but that you're overcoming your fear with knowledge. That's the best way of overcoming fear, is to have the knowledge and then to push yourself into action. And once you push yourself into action, a lot of the fear will just drop away from you, and your expectations will get up. As I said before, a lot of expectations are built as you're moving forwards. You start out with the beginner's mind, you start out with the expectations that you've got, but then you move forwards bit by bit by bit. So as I said, that was the best decision that I ever made in my life, was to stop drinking alcohol. I'm not going to lie and say that it's easy. The fact is that quitting drinking alcohol is easy, because it's a simple thing to do. Is you don't put the alcohol into your mouth, and once you do that, you don't drink anymore. You've achieved what you set out to achieve. Now, changing your life and making sure that your life never goes back to that, and you're not being pulled back to that straitjacket of the alcohol behavior like a huge magnet, is to change your expectations, change your thinking, change your behaviors, and change a lot of different stuff in your life. That's what I concentrate all my teaching on now, is to change that aspect of your life. Like I say, you don't need me to tell you how to stop drinking. How to stop drinking alcohol is that thing. You don't put it into your mouth, and that's it. Period. That's where you've got to have you've got to use your own initiative for that. I can't physically be there and like take the drink out of your glass. Nobody's going to do that. Who in your life is going to come up to you and say, no, you can't drink that? Alcoholics are people that drink. If they want to drink, they're going to drink, and that's it, period. So you have to A, want to stop, and B, not put the stuff in, and then C, you've got to work on everything else in your life to try and get yourself to the best version of yourself. And if you do that, you'll never go back to the alcohol again. Let's say if you want help with this, you can come over to the website, just click on the link down below this, and I'll give you a free copy of my new book, 10 Steps to Stop Drinking Alcohol. Now, as I said, if you want to get help out of this, you download the book. You have to read it, and you have to apply the principles. If you're not going to apply the principles, don't bother downloading the book, because it's going to do you no good, right? It's just going to be a waste of your time. Like I say, download the book and apply the principles. Just click on the link down below, leave your email address, leave your best email address, and I'll send it out to you straight away. So I'll leave it there for today. Take care of yourself. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Onwards and upwards. Take care. Bye now.